Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's good? Hip Hop Mike live from Studio Square in Queens. You already know I got a special guest in the building that's world traveled at this point. I mean, my man's done dodged everything from this to drama to controversy, and he's all the way up right now.
Yeah.
Came a long way from coming up, bro.
Who you telling that? Foolio live, me.
Foolio in the building.
Too, man.
Yeah.
This man pulled up in the most blacked out, it looked like an armored truck today.
Yeah, that's how you gotta pull up.
Running through the city, going crazy, 2 phones booming nonstop. Again, came a long way from coming up, man.
Yeah, that was my first, coming up, first song I dropped, when I was taking raps here. That was my first video. Yeah.
That's back in 2015. I mean, one thing that I really fuck with you, I feel like you really got like angels or something in the sky looking after you.
I do.
There's been a lot of opportunity for you to fuck up, and you stay persevering and pushing forward. And to get to the point where you at right now, I know every damn label sweating you. I told people today who was coming through, they said, "Oh, I get in. We trying to have a meeting."
Yup.
You know, the bread's going up. You almost at 1 million followers on the gram.
Going crazy.
Dropping records. How's it feel, man?
I ain't gonna count. It feels good though. Sometimes it feels so real to the point I feel like fake. Like, damn, I'm really doing this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Making a way for me and my people. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you come from one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in all of America, I say. Jacksonville, Florida, from the north side?
North side, Hilltop Village Apartment, man. My cousin, that was from who grew up, born and raised.
What's it really like out there? Can you compare it to anywhere else you've been since?
Shit, it's like every hood, shooters, killers, dealers, prostitution, whatever, you know? Same as every hood.
So I know you moved kind of young. You went over to the west side?
Yeah, when I was went to the 6th grade. When I went to 5th going to 6th, I had moved to West Jackson, a neighborhood called West Jackson.
Was it any better, or it was still kind of like the same?
Same shit. That's why I really jumped out the porch and seeing shit though, in West Jackson. Fucked my first hole, got my first gun. That's why I jumped out the porch at West Jackson.
Got you. So you feel like West Jackson was really what started everything that's happening now as far as music goes, and being around the people that you were around?
Nah, coming up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it like when you moved? Did you go back to the hood? You was working on stuff that young?
I was always in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I'm always find my way to the hood. You know?
How you started music? Because, I mean, if you moved 6th grade, you must have been rapping real young.
Yeah, I've been rapping all my life, but I've been recording in real studios since I was 11.
Okay.
10, 11 with my cousins and shit. Yeah.
Is that what got you started? Was being around your cousins that making music?
Yeah, we had a rap group. Their daddy was a famous rapper in the city.
Yeah.
His name was Pimp G or something like that. We was called Being All Legit, so we was always, he had us in the studio. He saw a vision in us. But we ended up, we did probably 3-4 songs and we just split up the group.
Okay.
I had left that shit.
What made you want to leave the group? It was just all y'all went separate ways? Everybody became solo artists?
Nah, I just left. They still was together.
Got you.
Yeah.
What made you want to leave?
Cause it was just I don't know. I just felt you know what I'm saying? I really don't know. I went with that group stuff, you know what I'm saying? Them my blood cousins.
Got you. Say family.
Yeah, that's my family.
But you was you had some stuff you wanted to do on your own. You went to pursue that. So what's it like once you moved? Did you have that same studio you was working at, or you found a new studio on West Jackson?
I was young, so I didn't even know how to book a studio. He was doing that shit, taking us to the studio.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And then once I moved to West Jackson, I wasn't really rapping. I was recording on my laptop 7th to 8th grade. I would record songs on my phone and laptop and stuff like that.
So you wasn't even really doing music to be lit. You was just fucking with music in general.
Yeah, I was just doing it.
What was it about music that you liked so much?
It was just I like to hear myself, you know, I like to hear my voice on the track.
Well, I feel like you one of the rare artists that's coming up that actually has the ear for it. Even when we was sitting here before we start filming, we was it's a Memphis beat. You kind of know the ins and outs of the actual music, and it's not just about the punchlines or riding the beat.
Yeah.
I know you linked up with Zaytoven. Big up to him.
Shout out Zaytoven, man, real.
So I had a good conversation with him maybe 2 months ago, and he dropped, I think, 12 projects last year.
Going crazy.
Something like that. And I feel like it's got to be similar for you and maybe you could correct me, but is the reason y'all really connected was just the amount of work that y'all putting in, or?
One of my people linked me up with him
Okay.
in Atlanta, and he heard my songs. He was like, "You hard, let's do a tape." And we had so many songs, we could have dropped like 3 tapes. We did talking like, you know.
Did you have plans at that point? Like, was you already kind of pursuing like being this, like, I wouldn't say mainstream, but like,
that's why I moved to Atlanta to do that.
okay.
To network and meet producers and rappers and do features and stuff like that.
So at what point did you move? And did you move because you had linked Zay, or so you
moved? There was a lot of shit going on, and I had like a lot of record labels on my trail, and like the police. It was like the police had did something called a Rico, and I was like reaching out. I reached out to like my mixtapes and a lot of people. I was like, man, I'm going through this street shit right now, bro. I need to get the fuck. Need help, you know what I'm saying? They wrote me. Some of them wrote me back. My mixtape had sent like a distribution. That shit was shit.
Yeah.
I ain't signed that shit. So I was like, fuck it, man. I'm moved to Atlanta.
Was people like early on trying to just get you like signed up under them, thinking you didn't know how to navigate it?
Yeah, a lot of labels, a lot of people.
Because I know you waited a minute. You was very selective with who you ended up actually going through with.
I done talked to every label you could think of. People, QC done flew me out before. I just talked to Gucci Man like a week ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? I talked to Gucci Man like twice.
What was the situation for you that you felt like you was looking for?
I ain't gonna count. In certain situations, I ain't even know my worth. Like, I had other people tell me like, bro, you worth this, but don't sign for that. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I was always worth a lot, and I had the numbers to back it up. And I got the talent. It ain't like I'm just rapping some bull. Like, I got the talent. You know?
I mean, I think the talent is undeniable, but there's so much that goes into an artist. And when you get the rare like combination of somebody who's willing to record nonstop, has a catalog of records in the stash,
yeah,
who really able to finesse the streets the way that you finesse the streets, because it applies to the business for sure. Just knowing how to navigate and who's who. Do you think it's more of like the vibes that make you really fuck with who you fuck with? Is like
label wise.
Well, just in general, anybody. Is it all off the end?
It's like the vibe. Like, I'm a genuine person. That's the vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I fuck with you, I'm gonna fuck with you. Like, and you just gotta be a real person. Like, then like, you know.
Well, I mean, I seen things have been moving, but you really started getting this boost off the drama shit. And I feel like it doesn't necessarily do service to everything you've done so far. I mean, I seen you had Thug bring you out on stage back in 2017.
Nah, that was like last year, 2 years ago.
Okay, 2019 maybe.
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago. The Justin Bieber tour.
Okay.
He brought me out. Like, yeah, I fought with Slime. He was the first artist that ever. Nope, I'm lying. He was the first major artist. Like, he was one of the first artists to do that for me. Like, I ain't even believe it. Like, you know, that shit was like a dream come true. Like, bro.
What was it that had everybody like kind of discover you? Was there a moment that kind of spilled over? Because I think the mainstream fans are starting to catch wind now, but the industry clearly been on you for a minute.
It was really like when I dropped Beatbox on Kojak.
Okay.
That shit had like 6 million in a month. Yeah, like a week or two later, I dropped When I See You, and I just kicked the door down.
Yeah, I mean, the When I See You obviously went crazy, and I think even with that, just the wordplay and the way you kind of went about it was very direct. Where a lot of people is indirect in the shit they talk. It seemed like, you know, you trying to push the positive vibes, but you also with the smoke, not backing down for nothing.
Definitely.
So, I mean, when you got that first 6 million views in a couple weeks, what was that like? I mean, was that surprising to you? Did you expect it?
Honestly, yeah, I knew it was gonna go crazy. That was my first time trending too on YouTube.
Because it seemed like for you, your life is a series of events that you didn't necessarily plan for, but you always seem to figure out how to navigate it and overcome.
That's how it is, though. That's what life is. Or you gonna get put through a lot of obstacles that's gonna test you. Like, you gonna bend the fold, you know. That's how it is.
Yeah, but not everybody getting shot at 15.
Yeah.
Coming off a school bus, moving around to some of the worst neighborhoods and figuring out how to do it like on their own, let alone, you know, with the talent and with the team that you got around you now. I mean, you got the support that you need to make it this far. It clearly couldn't have been easy.
It was never easy. I didn't never think I was gonna make it. I just always knew I was talented. I had the numbers, but I never knew I was gonna be where I'm at now. Like, you know.
Do you feel like it's tricky, you know, being in Atlanta but going back to Jacksonville? You got to move a certain way now where people recognize you?
No, that's been the case in Jacksonville. Like, I always have my head, like, you know, I never was like, I was always in shit, you know.
Mm.
For me getting shot and everything, I was always like in some shit, so I had to move a certain way. Yeah.
I mean, now with things getting better, is the goal to kind of avoid the drama? I mean,
Ain't really no drama. I'm just like I'm just doing what I've been doing, but I'm moving different though. I'm moving with security now. Like I know I got status, I got rank, so you know.
I mean, what's the plan? Because I feel like you had a very pivotal moment where you could take this a lot of different ways. Do you kind of have an idea of like what role you want to play in this?
In the industry,
Yeah.
I got my own label started up. I just got it like officially downtown. I got a trademark and everything. I'm just gonna be like a young CEO.
I could see that. Like I said, the two phones is booming.
Yeah, I had to fuck up my video dropping. I got label test me, promote. Yeah.
Is it getting frustrating now? Like, I mean, I think a lot of people, they have a hard time, and it seems like you prepare for it, but to transition into the industry, a lot of people in the industry can't really relate to the streets and understand, you know, how an artist needs to move and what kind of frame of mind they be in.
Mm-hmm.
Is it tricky to kind of explain to these people how you go about doing what you do? Because I feel like the industry, once you become an artist that's so sought after, they always try and figure out how to put their input. But what you've done has gotten you this far without the input. It's just kind of having that sense of knowing how to navigate. Do you feel like it's more tricky dealing with the industry or less tricky?
It's kind of cause like in the industry, it's a lot of fake people, like a lot of snakes in the sky. So I mess with a selective few of people. Like I don't like surround myself around people who not like me, that I don't vibe with. So yeah, it's kind of more tricky. So
Have you been able to link up with like artists that you was fucking with, and has it been all good energy connecting with people that you know have been doing this for a long time?
yeah, I link with a lot of big artists. Like yeah, and I really link with artists that on when I'm on. Like you know, they got the same mind as me, like the same story as me, or that I genuinely just vibe with. You know.
You say you spoke to Gucci. I feel like he's a real good dude that you could pick his brain and get some good advice from. Were you able to get some good advice from any of these artists?
Yeah, man, Gucci.
I know he
I
dropped
ain't gonna
gems.
speak on the story, man, but I fuck with Gucci though. Some crazy shit happened, but I fuck with Gucci though.
Alright.
Yeah, I fuck with Rowdy Rebel. I fuck with, you know what I'm saying? There's some this on this. I fuck with a lot of artists I don't have words with, songs with, you know. Yeah.
What's some of the artists that you look at work with moving forward? 'Cause I feel like you done worked with a lot of artists and the records haven't gotten the shine that they really deserve yet. But now's the time where I feel like people are starting to dig into the catalog. I mean, going through Spotify, you got some records with millions of streams at this point.
Yeah, I think the only big artist I work with that dropped on all platforms probably me and Rich on the Swan.
Okay.
But I ain't really, I was popping, but I wasn't really doing like numbers like that. But it had like 300K views. I think that's the only big feature I did. But now I got a lot of big features.
Well, you got your own label too. How do you decide who you gonna sign to that and who you taking up under your belt?
It's about who got the work ethic, like who ready to put in work, who ready to, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice. Who ready to sacrifice their whole life and ready to develop and, you know what I'm saying, be a boss. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's really important because a lot of people don't realize that it is a sacrifice to some extent. You got to give up a lot of the old. And, I mean, most people probably see it as like, well, what you sacrifice, you leave in a bad situation, getting into a good one.
Yeah.
But, you know, not all that shines is gold. What do you feel like is the biggest sacrifice you made along the way?
Leaving Jacksonville and cut some people out that was in my circle, like, had to, like, you know, had to leave some people alone who wasn't really for me.
Is that what the two phones is for? You got one phone for people you don't necessarily want to deal with on a regular, one for fam?
Nah. This
that many calls.
Yeah, I'm busy, man.
Well, I feel like people got to be bothering you left and right now for features, for bread, for all sorts of things.
Yeah, that shit get bothered out sometimes, but it's better though.
Are there people that like are just in a circle? Like I know you moved your mom up to Atlanta, you got a house and everything out there.
Yeah.
Are there other people that you have to have around you to just kind of keep level?
Yeah, I got a circle, like, my number, yeah, I got a circle. I'm straight day one. So.
Yeah, so y'all all started together, now everybody got a role. Is that the goal to build out the label?
Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. Everybody gonna have a role around. Everybody gonna be getting money. Everybody gonna be
Alright. You just dropped a song today. You got a video on the way.
Yeah.
You want to tell me about that?
Yeah, it's my new single off my mixtape, Love Me Like I'm Dead Lux. It's called What Bump. It's like a melodic type vibe. Yeah, it's gonna go crazy though once you hear it. You know what I'm saying? It go crazy.
And working on music, who do you prefer to connect with more? Is it the producers or the other artists?
Probably like the other artists.
Other artists?
Yeah.
Are there a list of producers you try and work with?
Not really, cause I be working with like underground producers.
Okay.
I don't really care for it, man.
You feel like that does you justice? Because a lot of big people hit you, but at the same time, a lot of times younger kids that's coming up, they have a better idea for the sound and they're more better on the communication.
Yeah, it ain't really that. It's just like I just reach out if I fuck with you, but I mainly work with who I've been locked in with. You know, if I've been working with you, I'm gonna keep working with you. Right? You know.
What's it been like? Because I know you had some back and forth with one of these Twitch kids. What's it been like tapping into these different audiences that I know have no fucking idea of what Jacksonville like or could really relate to a lot of the things that you're saying? Is it like, do you stress to get through to them, or you just do you, and if they take it, they take it? If not,
I just do me. I was just on live stream, man. Hey, I put it to the house like on a little Twitch live stream and stuff like that. So yeah, I tapped in on it.
alright, that's cool. So moving forward, I mean, you say you got to fly out today. You going to or tomorrow? You going to Florida?
Yeah.
And you going out to Cali? What's the plans for moving around? You got a lot of shows booked? Is it like
I'm on tour right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you working on music while you on tour?
A mixtape drop like in a week or two.
Oh, is this coming?
Yeah.
Are you already planning for the next mixtape to follow that up? 'Cause I
got 2 mixtapes.
So you ready to
I
go?
got a lot of songs, but it's just like what I want to put out, what vibe I want to give.
Okay. How do you decide? You play everything for the team, get the feedback?
Yeah, something like that.
Have you ever butt heads with the team on like, you think this is it, they think another one's it?
Yeah.
That's good though. At least they give you honest feedback.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Who's this on your screensaver?
Yeah,
yes sir.
My brother Treddy, yeah. We got the same tattoo. He got an 8, I got a 6. I got my face, 8 on my face.
Yeah.
That's my brother.
What's that about, the 8s and 6?
That's just his name. We call him Trade. That's his
Okay.
name. So he got to be 8, I got a 6. They call him 6.
How do you feel like he would feel right now, just looking down, seeing how everything's moving? So I feel like, again, bro, you about to touch 1 million followers. You think shit's crazy now, it's about to get crazy.
His ass to be right here on bro. It'll be
Yeah.
in his room right now. Yep. It'll be me every step. That's my twin for real. Like, that's my nigga.
It's got to be tricky because Jacksonville, it sounds like there's so many people that's really supporting. Like, I mean, you really one of the bigger ones, the first to put on for the city in the way that you're doing it. I can't think of anybody else coming out of Jacksonville that's about to touch an animal that's touching him.
The independent way though.
Yeah.
Like, not. See, I'm working with Craig Music, the distribution. I ain't really got no label behind me, no marketing team. No. It's all me. All my followers organic. I did it the organic way. I ain't have no big feature to put me on. I ain't have to do no, you know what I'm saying? All me.
Yeah, nah, I see it. I feel like people should be really rallying behind you to the point where you should be the king of Jacksonville. It shouldn't be such an issue to be going back and forth. Does that trouble you at all? 'Cause I know you give a lot back to the city.
I don't trouble you. It is what it is. Like, Jacksonville gonna do it. I'm bigger than it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the city, but I'm trying to be bigger than it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, nah, I definitely think you're doing your thing, man. You've been ran through New York, did all the big presses at Power 105, Hot 87, doing all the big interviews.
Yeah. I did like probably like 4 or 5 interviews, did like probably 5th, 6th on.
You ever take time off? You get a chance to like go home and chill with the family, relax for a little bit?
Yeah.
Alright, you after tour.
Yeah, it be some days when I ain't doing shows, yeah, I'll be chilling.
How do they feel about everything? They worry about you on road? You stay in touch?
Yeah. I make sure, I keep security with me. Everybody know how I move. I move like dangerous, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm dangerous, you know what I'm saying?
I see you out here, man. I appreciate you taking the time to chop it over with me today, man.
Shit, I love. Appreciate you too, big bro.
Yeah, much love. Make sure you guys stream the music. Yo, before we go, you want to let them know what you doing, what you working on, man? We barely spoke. I know you rolling up.
But nah, man, I'm gonna cook that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Pleasure, man. Yes, sir.
That's it. I just been dropping shit. Like, I really just started rapping. It's been like 6 months since I've been taking it serious.
How you get started? You run around with Julio, getting in the studio?
Yeah, type shit. Like every time you go to the studio, I be up most of the time, like since years type shit. But I never try to make a song, none of that shit. Like, my first time, like probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But
It just came natural that it was like, nah, you spit some shit.
Yeah, basically, because shit, just been around him, like you be around that shit, you gonna get that shit. Like,
I know. He freestyle everything.
yeah, I kind of do that shit too. Shit.
What's your plans with it? You building out under the label, trying to make things happen?
Oh yeah, I got a distribution deal with Craig Music too. So
Fire.
they do all my distribution. He got me that shit, you know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
That's how that shit be. He get through the double thing, put the team on and shit.
Ah, that's the real way to be, man. I mean, you've been running around together for what, 6 months, you said?
What?
But how long y'all known each other?
Oh, all my life. I just
Oh, yeah.
started rapping shit.
Oh, wow.
My blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it been like watching him from the outside? Because, you know, he got it, he in his body, and he navigating all this. You get to watch from behind the scenes to some extent. Has it been like wild watching the swag blossom?
Oh, yeah, that shit been crazy. Like, the nigga really come from, like, the nigga be thinking about time, the nigga like, really shit.
Yeah.
So now we in New York, like, this shit crazy.
Well, y'all making it happen. You definitely, you know, you smoking high grade, flying good, living your best life, man. So you got a good mentor. I hope to see y'all continue to flourish, for real.
Definitely. Love.
Yo,
Oh, bro.
Make sure y'all check them out. You know what it is, Hip Hop Mike. Got Foolio in the building. Thank y'all.
I appreciate
My brother.
it too.